everybody?
What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of
Don't Do That.
Don't Do That.
Right here on Epic Fridays on 16 TV.
And 16 TV too.
Yes, and 16 TV too. Alright, guys. Let me go ahead and start first before you start roasting. Yeah, you go first because I'm about to go into the roasters. Alright, so Shiloh Hendrix is back in the news, guys, and not well. So the racist woman is she raised over $800,000. Now faces some charges. This information that I got is brought to you by Ben on Newsbreak, and I also made sure that there was more than just one other platform that was talking about it. So there is if you look it up, it'll tell you all the other sites that are looking for you. So, now on August 26th, on Tuesday, Minnesota prosecutors filed 3 misdemeanor disorderly conduct charges. This is also per NBC News. A quick recap of what happened is that the child had reached into a diaper bag and grabbed something from the bag. The child is autistic. He tried to escape to the playground structure. Even after getting the belongings back, she still hurled the racial N-word. And tried to follow him around the park, harassing him. And when asked about her behavior by another park goer, she tripled down on it and yelled at him and flipped him off and still continued to call the child the N-word. An autistic child. Now, after everything had hit the internet, she did raise over $800,000 from Give Send Go, claiming to be the victim of silly misinformation. Now, even the father had stated that his son doesn't understand the typical social boundaries and requires constant supervision due to his disability. Even if that is the case, okay, you're at a playground with other kids where you are supposed to learn those things as well as to be taught by your parents as well. Social skills. Social skills are received outside of the home as well. And at the end of the day, that is still a child, and nobody, especially a child, deserves to be called the N-word. So keep standing up for yourselves and keep fighting for the First Amendment, she wrote in a June update. The criminal complaint states that the woman wrongfully and unlawfully engaged in offensive, obscene, or abusive language that would reasonably tend to arouse alarm, anger, and resentment in others. Each charge carries a maximum of 90 days in jail and a $1,000 fine. Her arraignment is scheduled for October 29th, and Rochester Mayor Kim Norton had stated that this is a situation that deeply affected many people, especially our communities of color. We acknowledge the lasting impact this incident has had in the broader conversations happening at the state and nation level. That is what Kim Norton had stated. So at least there'll be some sort of, I guess, justification, because whatever that place is called, Give Send Go or whatever, they don't really care too much about, what it is when it comes to the money or whatever. You can be a racist piece of trash and still, treat children like crap and hurl hate speech and, and all you guys out there that supported that woman yet had an audacity to complain about, like, food and all that other stuff, you still supported a racist. And yet you sit here and say that racism doesn't exist still. A child doesn't deserve to be called the N-word.
That should be a no-brainer, but
children are not lazy, shiftless individuals, you guys. Remember? That's the definition, isn't it?
That's the question.
They're not lazy and they're not shiftless.
Yeah? All right.
Go ahead.
So, when Donald Trump left office, this is when he was in the presidency and left office before Biden. He left with the lowest approval rating of any U.S. president ever history of the United States. But he's back in the White House. Now, with all the Epstein files and creepy, sexy stuff that he says to his daughter, we've seen all of that.
Creepy.
We see that he treats the Constitution more like a piece of toilet paper or a suggestion, an afterthought, than, actually giving it its merit. So, in this segment, I'm going to say how MAGA champions the worst president in United States history. The last time he was president, he tried to ban Muslims from entering the country. And he separated more than 5,000 children from their parents at the border. Sound familiar?
Did it again.
Putting babies in cages.
Did it again.
Okay. White supremacists were proud. That's why he's back. That's why they got him back in there. Now, check this one out. During COVID-19, Trump got rid of the pandemic response playbook that had been assembled by the Obama administration because he didn't want anything to do with Obama.
Oh, yeah.
So he got rid of the pandemic response playbook. We see how that went, right? He also
still recovering from it.
He also disbanded the National Security Council's pandemic response team. And then after COVID, remember he was telling people to inject themselves with bleach?
Dumbass.
Yeah. Okay. Why does 16 think that Trump is in the Epstein files? Well, he's been caught on multiple occasions saying wildly inappropriate things about his own daughter. Well, if she were younger, I didn't want my daughter, I'd probably be dating her. Oh, what are you having in common with your daughter? Well, I was gonna say sex, but
that's
okay. So why do I think he's in Epstein files? That's one. Had sex with a porn star while his wife was pregnant. Now, a lot of cats will say, "Well, 16, it's some dog ass cats out here that'll do that. That ain't nothing new." This is true, but it also shows the character of the man, right?
It does.
It shows the character of the man. So that's two. Here's one that's very interesting. He has a soft spot for people that are either accused or found guilty of sexual assault. Hold on. I got receipts.
There's more. But wait, there's more.
Sean P. Diddy Combs. You know me, I don't care. Everybody gets it. If you did it, you get it. Don't do the crime if you can't do the time. Can you dig it? Shout out to Isaac Hayes. Sean P. Diddy Combs. He was friends with P. Diddy, right? Mike Tyson. He was friends with Mike too. Brett Kavanaugh. Now this one's really interesting. He was actually a Supreme Court justice or judge or something like that. And the Trump administration actually blocked investigation into Brett Kavanaugh's sexual assault allegations. Multiple women. Multiple women.
You guys like to protect the predators.
Protect the predators. I bet you somebody in Roblox is a Republican.
Bet you they are.
Okay, Lawrence Taylor. Why is he even out of all the black people that you pick, you made sure that you handpicked you a sexual assault person, huh? Somebody that touches on 16. That's your wheelhouse. And last but not least, Epstein himself was good friends with him for over 15 years. We talked about it on this show. You've seen it. You've heard it. Here's a couple other things why he is the worst president, though. I had to go back to that. Incited a riot on January 6th. Had the Proud Boys on a leash on January 6th. When they were talking about the Proud Boys were about to do this and that, and they had armed, they were armed and everything. He got rid of the metal detectors. He told the Proud Boys to fall back as if he was a general and they were soldiers, and told them to wait. The hell is you telling them to wait for? What they did?
No,
What you was telling them to wait to attack the White House?
No, because you didn't send the National Guard there though. You didn't send them there when that happened.
I already said he uses the Constitution like a piece of toilet paper because he don't give a damn about the Constitution.
Mm-hmm.
Has American troops policing Americans on American soil.
Couldn't do that on Washington. You couldn't do that January 6th though.
I've said that before. And then he's targeting high crime areas, right? High crime areas. Areas that are debunking what he's saying and saying that we're not high crime areas. We're actually having a decline in all the things that he's saying that we're up on. But you know what I thought was interesting? Minnesota was not a target. And what happened in Minnesota? What just happened?
Yeah.
Was it a church got shot up, right?
A madman.
A church? Was it a brother?
Nope.
It wasn't a brother, huh?
No,
Okay.
but it was definitely a mentally fucking ill, deranged person.
Yeah, because he don't be taking care of his stuff.
So, I'm going to do one real quick thing, and then I'm going to get into a January 6th thing.
Oh, yeah.
So, former Siren Shelter director is charged with embezzling. Now, in a previous episode, I had talked about the homeless shelters and whatnot, the possible fraud that was going on, because they get millions of dollars sent to the state, and how they divvy up the money is different. But they the shelters and whatnot, they get federal money. So, former executive director of Michigan, a nonprofit that helps domestic violence survivors, has been criminally charged with embezzling $95,000. U.S. Attorney Timothy Verhey, announced this August 28th on Thursday at the 53-year-old Terry Lynn Looney of Dimondale was indicted by a grand jury. She was doing this between June 2020 and May of 2023. If convicted, she can face a maximum of 10 years in prison, a fine of $250,000, and will owe restitution to the victim. But who is the victim? Where is this money going to go? And who is going to pay this money until then? In only 10 years? That's it? Okay. January 6th rioter fatally shot while storming Capitol. Get military honors. Another one brought to you by Ben. Ashley Babbitt, the traitor of the Air Force veteran that was fatally shot while attempting to breach the Capitol on January 6th, will be granted full military funeral honors, a full reversal from what the Air Force was originally going to do in 2021. Secretary of Air Force Matthew Lamere, who approved the reversal, stated, reviewing the circumstances of Ashley's death and considering the information that has come forward since then, I was persuaded that the previous determination was incorrect. Capitol Police Lieutenant Michael Byrd is the one who had to do his job by taking her life because she didn't comply with officers' orders as she was climbing through a broken window where lawmakers were evacuated to in the speaker's lobby.
All she had to do was comply?
He repeatedly told her to stand down, and as a vet, you know better. Byrd previously said, I tried to wait as long as I could. I hoped and prayed no one tried to enter through those doors, but their failure to comply required me to take the appropriate action to save the lives of members of Congress and myself and my fellow officers, because how many officers died that day actually doing their job? Doing their job. They didn't deserve to die that day. All right, now...
Did their families get $5 million?
Even though she was unarmed as our... Let me finish my statement.
Yeah.
Even though she was unarmed, as are many unarmed black men that are killed by officers, he was cleared by the Department of Justice and Capitol Police. So he didn't get in trouble for doing his job. And that is appreciated, at least. They had the caucasity to file a lawsuit for wrongful death and received $5 million. She was a vocal QAnon supporter and posted conspiracy theories online in the months leading up to the attack.
How do they reward you?
On January 5th, 2021, she tweeted, "The storm is here, and it is descending upon D.C. in less than 24 hours. Dark to light." That doesn't sound like a manifesto of, possibility of doing something like that. Okay. She died wearing a Trump flag draped across her shoulders. She is now a martyr in Trump's eyes. So you get to dishonor your country.
Much like what I said on Wednesday, much like Hitler, he inspires his followers to violence. He expects, demands total loyalty.
What does that sound like to you?
Hitler.
Holy shit.
Or Cobra Commander.
Oh, I got some of that too. That's awesome. But at the end of the day, as many unarmed black men are murdered because everybody claims that they didn't comply. What about her? What about her? She didn't comply.
And she
didn't comply. She got rewarded. And she's getting honors.
That's like the guy.
Can you pick a struggle?
That's like the guy that got Burger King. Do a crime. You know damn well you're wrong. But you're the right pigmentation.
Do not have to do no time.
Make sure those fries are made fresh.
Yeah.
Anyway, the national debt increased by 40% the last time this dude was in office. Trump profited close to $162 million while he was in office.
Rewind that. He did what? While he was in office?
Profited close to $162 million from foreign countries, as well as charging the U.S. Secret Service close to $1 million to stay in his resorts while they protected him. You know whose money that is?
Our money. What the fuck? Are you serious?
No, this is the last thing I'm going to say because she has to do her last thing. No? You don't have that?
No, but you don't have that. No.
All right. Well, look, this is the last thing I'm going to say.
It's been the crazy.
It may not
week.
be true, but in my humble opinion, my humble opinion, the president is the person who dictates the climate of the nation. A lot of people ain't gonna like this, but
I don't care.
It wasn't nowhere near like this when Obama was in office.
No. And it's always, where did you get your research?
Nobody was looking at each other side-eyed, feeling all divisive. This racial thing, it was there, but nowhere near as tense as it is now. Trump keeps the country in a divisive state. The tension, you can feel it. People are angry and closed off. The world's leader helps determine its climate. When hateful people feel they have someone who speaks for / represents them in the White House, in the Oval Office, you'll see a spike in hate crimes. The last time Trump was in office, this was true. Look it up. Hate crimes. What's going on now? Can we say that it is to blame? The blame could be the Trump administration. Aren't they the ones that are behind the funding for the mental health? Why the mental health are all over the place? The homeless are all over the place. Endangering people because they're not getting their meds. They're not getting somewhere where they can lay down and sleep. $162 million you profited last time you were in office. You ain't gonna get none of that back.
Right. I mean, isn't that not what you're supposed to? You're not supposed to.
You're not even really supposed to. You're not supposed to profit. Why you doing all this?
I mean, whatever, guys. I mean, you guys go ahead and give this billionaire your money.
This is your
While
king.
he runs, this your king.
This is your king. It ain't my king.
Ain't my king, ain't no my president, like y'all used to sit there and always say when it came to Obama and Biden. He ain't our president. Period. In the story.
He blames everything that's wrong with the country on the administration before him, as if he wasn't one of the worst presidents in recorded history. I watched an entire video on it. It's horrible, but hilarious.
But you gotta remember, most of the people that want to argue with us, they usually get most of their shit from Fox.
Yeah. That's his personal news pool.
Mm-hmm.
It's his personal, propaganda.
It's always a Republican-based type of thing. It's always strictly Republican. So,
Hitler needs his Lugenpress.
Mm-hmm. Fair enough. So, all right. Well, that's it, guys. Thanks again for coming out and seeing us.
So,
we will see.
Oh, are you going?
Yeah.
Okay.
We will see you next time on Mad as Hell Monday. So don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and get notified for each and every time that we do drop new content. Go ahead and check out each site. Each site might have something a little different for you. So next time, we'll see you later. Bye!